There's no in-and-out privileges, you know?
What's that? No, I was upstairs.
Okay.
All right, we're back live on Facebook. 3-0 in favor of the Ottawa 6-7s.
How many goals are they going to score tonight?
Yeah. What's that?
I said, how many goals are they going to score tonight?
Well,
6 or 7?
Maybe. Well, it's 3-0 out there right now, and I was wandering around, to be honest, Connor. I saw some of the game, but it looked like some aggression happening out there as well. I thought for a second there, I thought somebody was fighting one of the referees. It looked like, I was like, what's going on?
He was just trying to get in there to separate them.
Yeah. Lots of frustration out there for obvious reasons. What are you seeing out there in the first period?
Just a breakdown, totally, completely. Defensively, they just don't have much. Quinlan's been let out to dry. None of those were really his fault. There was a wide open shot in front of the net, like multiple actually, and then a beautiful shot from the point that just skimmed over his shoulder.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Ospenko come in just to shake something up. It's not his fault, but you got to do something. Mitch Young down in the corner there. You didn't see it at all, but it got pretty feisty. There was
I caught the tail end of it.
A couple sucker punches and a couple punches on the ground. So.
I did see that actually. I was like, oh, is this going to escalate things into the second period right now?
I think so.
Yeah. One of the things, I was up in the Hughes Intelligence Suite there with our friends from Forest Golf Club and talking to Andrew Palmer, the general manager for them, and we got talking about the Sting, and he said, it's nice to see that they haven't quit yet.
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, really? Like, I know there was a couple games in the season where we could have said, where'd you guys go? But you can get to a certain point where you're like, what's the point? Mm-hmm. We'll just go skate, right? I haven't seen that here yet either.
No, you see the fight in them all. They're pretty frustrated. There's a couple good shots in front of the bench, too. I think there probably will be something else to come of this. And that's what happens when you get scored on that often in the first period.
Right.
Tempers rise pretty quickly, and I think it will probably carry over a little bit. You hope not to put yourself down on a penalty kill, or because it's just going to start snowballing, and then you'll see 4 or 5 goals.
Except that this is the point there, though, where like you really need to. I get the fight. I'm okay with it, Connor.
Yeah.
But there's a point where you go, okay, we really can't focus on that. We need to tie this game up.
Yeah, you got to stem the bleeding somehow. Early in the second would be ideal. It's the longer you go, the more frustrated you get, and they score another one. It's just going to become a mountain that's impossible to climb. 3 goals it's not too far out. It's not great, but it's doable. You got to, like I said, start early. It has to be within the first 2-3 minutes of the second. Otherwise, I don't see a way out of this one because it's going to be tough.
Well, I don't think I said it pregame. I meant to, but I think one of the things that has to be strong is the special teams in this here, right? You know, there's been 2 power plays there, right? You know? And again, wasn't able to capitalize on that. The power play been a struggle. Boy, we could do a documentary on the power play of this team. Except that earlier this year was actually not too bad. Coming to the last couple of years, we always saw, oh my God, we were just horrible at our power plays, right? But I think that's really going to be a key factor here if they're going to come out ahead of Ottawa.
Yeah, it's tale as old as time. You saw it even in the Barrie game. I think there was a bunch of power plays there. It's tough to see when you get 5 power plays in a game and there's a big 0 right before it. It's a major part of the game.
Yeah.
You go back to the Olympics and how Canada versus the States, and that was what they talked about mostly during their practices, how important it is to have a cohesive power play unit. It's your chance to get up a goal easily. It should be easier than that, and sometimes it just looks like it's almost hurting us more to be down a man or to be up a man.
It's probably the biggest advantage you can have. I mean, aside from some key players, it's probably the biggest advantage you can have when playing a hockey game.
Big time. And you don't see too many of them, but when you do see a 5-on-3, the saying is, if you can't score on a 5-on-3, you probably don't deserve to win, and that's just an old saying. Yeah, it's one of the, if you get a golden opportunity to play against 3 players on the ice, you almost have to do it every single time. You don't. You see it. It happened with Team Canada, one of the most powerful offensive teams in the world, hands down, and it's just a tough nut to crack for any team, any league, any system. It's, you know, the other team's working just as hard on their penalty kills, so it's really tough, and you kind of need some high-powered offensive weapons that you can all throw onto the 5 guys, and I don't think we have all of that right now.
Yeah, who are you seeing shine out there today that you think is going to bring us into the second period.
Jack Van Volsen had a really nice move to get
Yeah.
onto the net there. A nice deke to get around the defense, and he got a shot on net at least. I don't think we have very many. I think 7. Looks like 7 shots. So one of those would be ideal to go in. It's nice to get some more shots.
And we're capable of that. We were talking about it in the media room. You and I have talked about it many times. The shots on goal this year have been high compared to last season, and I'd be curious if we could go back somehow and check out, shots on goal over the past few seasons. I think this year seems to really stand out with that. But I said, we come up with the get smart call, like missed it by that much, right?
Yeah.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah, it is, and it's finding the quality shots too, not just the only shot that you have, but moving the puck around and passing and getting every player on the ice to touch it once is huge. You get a cycle like that going, and your defensive team is just, if they run around in their zone, it's nice to get something out of Diorio. He's kind of been a little slow. Haven't seen too much out of him lately.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's just hitting a lull or if he's a small injury, but we rely on that guy so much that he's our